r/scarystories. Posted BYU Chemical Energy 111. I worked as a night guard at asylum. The rules were terrifying. I was very desperate for a job. I get chills just thinking about it, but again, they paid good. This was the ad: apply now, to work at the, redacted, asylum. We pay $100 per day, we promise you will not regret it. I know it was stupid, because yeah, it's an asylum, but $100 per day? That's an amazing deal. Anyways, I applied and immediately got a response. They asked me multiple questions which I answered them all telling the truth. They told me I got the job and told me my shift would start at 11 p.m. tomorrow. I was excited, for some reason most likely for the cash. I arrived at 11 p.m., the other night guard finished his shift. He looked extremely exhausted and beat up. I waved goodbye to him. I then sat in the chair that they had for the workers. I rubbed my face. I looked at a sheet of paper to the right of me. I grabbed the paper. It said, "To the new night guard, we've gave you a list of rules. To get through the shift, please follow them correctly and cautiously." I felt rather unnerved. What did they mean by correctly and cautiously? I began having second thoughts about this job. I sat the paper down for a while, fearing to even look at the rules. I took a deep sigh, and gained back my confidence. I looked at the rules. If you're walking down the hallway, and hear screams and bangs, get on your knees and start praying, it should stop. But if you hear footsteps approaching and then feel a hand touch your shoulder, may God help you. If you're walking down the hallway, and happen to look through the cell and see an old man with pale skin and dirty white long hair staring back at you, run and don't you dare look back, even if you get the nerve to. God damn it, I mumbled. If you find yourself stuck in a loop, blink 20 times. If you hear something charging toward you, that mean you're too late. There is a gun under the desk. If you see another night guard, do not talk to him. He does not work here. If you talk to him, pull out your handgun and fire, and pray that you hit him. What the actual foo? I was cut off to a child's playful laughter. Ring around the rosy, the kid laughed, while singing the song. His voice began to get more demonic. I didn't dare look back even though I thought those rules were the others trying to fuck with me. I then heard a blood-curdling scream that immediately made me turn around. Of course, the child wasn't there. I got up from my chair, walking through the hallway. I eventually ran into another guard. I opened my mouth, then my blood ran cold. I wanted to pull my hair out and just cry. He slightly brushed my shoulder. The hallway was rather tight and narrow. I felt a chill go down my spine. I then arrived into another hallway. Is this some sick joke? I yelled out, realizing I wouldn't get a response. I walked through another hallway, then realized I was in a loop. I began to swear in my mind. As I hear loud footsteps, I began to blink. When I opened my eyes, I seen a skinny man. No, it isn't a man, it was something demonic. Its eyes were bulging from its head, blood dripped from its mouth, it had long dirty nails, its hair blowing behind it. I began to blink with ferocious speed, almost crying at this point. I then opened my eyes. I appeared to be somewhere in the asylum. I shined my lights through the cells. Breathing rather heavily, I then seen a man staring back at me. I yelped, falling onto my back. He began to shake the cell gate. My hands began to shake. I got on my knees and began praying as he charged toward me. God, please save me.